Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, May 11th. And now, as we do each morning, please rise as you are able, remove your hat, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now, today, we're now entering the second week of term 4. Today is the deadline to let your teacher know what your plans are for the term. So please, regardless of what you're planning on doing, please make sure to be in contact with your teacher and fill out the form, which lets them know whether you're planning to take the term for an audit, to participate, or whether you're choosing to opt out. Now, a lot of folks have had questions about whether or not they should opt out, and let me try to address them for a moment here. It's our hope and expectation, and the hope and expectation of colleges, that you're going to be engaged during this term. You want to stay engaged with your academics, you want to stay engaged with life. At the same time, we know that many people are under different kinds of stresses, and people also have taken other options. I guess if I was trying to figure out what to do, I would ask myself, do I have 30 hours a week programmed right now in my life? The school is going to program about 15 of that. So if you have time to do that 15 hours of work, I would strongly recommend that you participate in all of your classes and try for that audit recognition. We've tried to make it so that people will get recognition, and so colleges and others can see what it was you're doing during the term. And so there's not an undue penalty for those of you who can't. I wouldn't stress about it if you are doing other things. If you have other things that are engaging you in your life, that's understandable at this time. But parents have also said to us, don't tell my kid they don't have to do this. And what I'm saying to you is, if you don't have time for 15 hours a week of schoolwork, I hope you're engaged in other meaningful activities, or I understand if there are other things that are demanding your time right now. So I hope that's helpful. Now, recently, now that we've started term 4 and folks have started to settle into the routine of this challenging time, a lot of creative energy is coming out. So hopefully you saw the Coronacation video that went out from students. Also, there's a video from our seniors that's gone out and posted at acmi.tv/ponder remote. Please check that out. It will make you cry. I know it made me cry. It was an incredibly wise and thoughtful piece by a lot of our seniors. Yard signs have been delivered to the houses of seniors, so you should see those popping up around town. There's a banner on the fence in front of the high school talking about our students, and there are lots of other explosions of energy and creativity going out to try to bring us together during this time. One question folks have had is, what do I do if I have more than 15 hours that I need to occupy, or if I want a higher level of challenge? So remember that during this time, you can also take a MOOC, a massive online open course. We offer those, the high school does, through edX or Coursera. If you take them with the high school, you get credit, and those are graded. We've just posted for new ones we're starting right now. One is The Addicted Brain from Emory University, and Mr. Keneally will be leading that. One is Shakespeare's Life and Works from Harvard. Mr. McKnight will be leading that. And another is another session of The Science of Well-Being. We've had 2. We've had a lot of interest in those, so I posted that as well. And that will be running as well. All of those are opportunities to challenge yourself with college-level work. Although many of you will find, if you haven't taken an AP in the past, it is a reasonable load, and I recommend you take a look whether or not you think you'd want to do an AP. There's some great content there. Also, while we're at it, the senior events page has been updated, so it's listing now what is going on under the new circumstances. So please look at spyponder.com and take a look at that senior events page to find out what's going on. And now, as we do every day, Monday's poem of the week, and this is exciting. It's an original poem, Starbucks, written and read by Arlington's own poet laureate, Steve Ratiner. Thank you very much. I think you'll enjoy it.
Good morning. I'm Stephen Ratiner. I'm Arlington's Poet Laureate. And actually, I was scheduled to come to your classes, the 3 poetry classes at the high school, I think the very day that the crisis canceled school. Your teachers were nice enough to invite me to come do a morning poem for you, and they said I could tell you a little bit about my red letter project, which maybe some of you have run into or your parents have run into. I had an idea about sending poems out in the mail from adult and student poets, so you'd suddenly have that intimate surprise of a poem coming out of nowhere. We were going to send it to 1,500 random residents in Arlington, and that obviously had to stop when the crisis hit. So instead, I began something that I'm calling the Red Letter Project, and it's an e-letter that comes out to people. And because it's also hosted by many of the arts organizations in town, it goes out to tens of thousands of people. I'm telling you because we have mostly poems from adults, but I would love to be able to add some student poems as well. So it might be that if you have a poem or two that you think might be right, might feel like a little bit of a gift during this really hard time, you could send it to me. Your teachers have my email address, and if you'd like to receive the Red Letter poems, you can write to my Arlington Laureate address, and I'll put you on the list and make sure that you receive it every week. So the poem I chose to read you is one of two that I was asked to read when I come to your classroom. I love the fact that poems contain both the outside world and the inside imagined world in order to create a third space, a third experience. And that's certainly the case with this poem called Starbucks. It's a case where memory and imagination and desire, I think, come together to try to bring into my life something that was much needed. So here's the poem called Starbucks. I'm meeting my father here. He died nearly 30 years before a place like this ever existed. For 15 cents, he could enjoy a mug of Joe at the Busy Bee, Burton Dave's, the Parkway Diner. But no, more likely I'd find him dream-worn at his own kitchen table, blue flannel robe, aura of forsythia, pouring a fresh cup, cream, 2 sugars. To an 8-year-old, the coffee smell on his breath was intoxicating, alluvial, a bitter intimacy. Now I find a seat beside the window, buy each of us a tall latte and sit patiently, watching the corona of our milky foam, sipped by time, retreating. I hope you have a good day. Speak to you again soon.